coherence and the amplification, the synergistic effect of what we're working with. And this is something I call stacking. Hello. So let's chat a little bit about form and function. And this will also bring us into the realms of the stones, crystals, living stone, amulets, and materials. So we want to look at what is function, the type of information that we're playing with, and what is form, what is the magnetic type of shape that evolves and is created out of the directional movement of the electric, of the function that the energy has. So when we're exploring the use of amulets, the use of maybe you could call them magical aids or ritualistic implements, we want to look at the effect that they have on the energy. This includes things like shape, number, etc., color, all these kinds of things. So how do you know what you're doing? How do you know you're not just merely acting out of some sense of, how could we call it? Some sense of misinformed belief, doing something just because people say, oh, this stone's good for this stone's good for that. Well, we want to move away from that. And I'm partly scouting here for places I could park my home overnight, and this is a nice view, almost flat. Anyway, back to it. We need to be able to cultivate our perceptions so that when we touch a stone and it alters the energy, or we touch a material and it has an alteration, creates an alteration on our energetic field, we can perceive that. We can note that alteration. And this perception allows us to work much more thoroughly with that implement. So let's take, for example, the stone hematite. It's massively magnetic and grounding. Now, not because this is something that I read online, but I bought a hematite mala bead necklace, so when I was over in Nepal, and you wrap that thing around your wrist or put it around your neck or place it, next to another amplifier, and the effect is incredibly obvious if you've developed the capacity to perceive it. Now, this then allows me to use that stone more purposefully, not just wear it when I feel like I want a certain effect, but to use that effect consciously, to work with other energies that are in resonance and coherence with that effect, so I'm not in contrast to myself. So, another spot with a lot of potential. So this brings us into, again, form and function. Now, stones have all kinds of interesting shapes and conditions that they are under which they're formed. And there's a lot of energy that they have in them, in and of themselves, plus the form that they provide for the energy. So when we use a stone or wear a stone, it gives us raw energy, it gives us the function, and it also gives us the form, and this is one of the reasons it can be so powerful. It supplies both the electric and magnetic aspect of what we're working with. Now, to turn this into an amulet, that's when you explore charging it. And this is where you might want to charge the amulet, charge that stone, say, with energy and information, or with a connection, perhaps, to evocational beings that are in resonance and in coherence with that particular form and function of the stone. So you get an amplification, not a dissonance. I could probably get up that road. This is looking a little less promising. So you want to explore this coherence and the amplification, the synergistic effect of what we're working with. And this is something that I call stacking. And I'm sure different people have different words that they've used for this. And this is something we need to explore, is stacking what we're working with so we have an amplified synergistic effect of the energy. So you can look at this from the perspective of researching it. Oh, this metal does this stone has this effect, blah, 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 this shape, this number, this color. And is there value in this? Yes. In my opinion, does it give you a lot more freedom to be able to actually touch the effects of that energy? Absolutely. So we could look at this as further explorations of activation of the subtle sense gates, of the spirit senses, moving into more and more subtle realms of energy, of mind substance, and physicality. It all interrelates, and it all has pretty stupendous effects when we can work with it choicefully, consciously, and of course beneath that. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna explore up this road and then see if there's any more spots to call home for the night. All right, bye. Take care.